Hello, I'm Dorothy Lacey. I am a former kindergarten teacher of 29 years. I now teach at Elmore County Alternative Program for the last 5 years. I realized I wanted to be a teacher around third grade. I can remember my kindergarten teacher, my first grade teacher, my second grade teacher very well. They motivated, they had demands that you would be successful, not base it off of your background, where you're from, who your family is, just making sure that you put forth an effort to do your very best regardless of your circumstances. So that kind of held me accountable for my actions. So I realized at an early age that I wanted to be a teacher. Well, you got to realize back in the dark ages when I was in school, it was not as easy or school was not as easily accessible as it is now. I came up doing desegregation, integration, all of that. So there were certain labels put on people of color that you could not be successful. So I was motivated, regardless of my skin color, regardless of the amount of money that I had. I was determined to be successful and not let it be based on my skin color. I have been able to teach my students, and then when they became grown, some of them brought their students back to me to teach. And I also have been able to see some of my former students become teachers themselves. So that told me that I instilled something into those young people that made them want to follow in my footsteps. And that's very rewarding. When I started college, I had no idea about what it took to be a teacher, but I still felt the need to pursue it. And so because I didn't have any money, it took me a lot longer than it did a lot of other kids. I would go to school one semester, I would work. I would do work study. I did everything that it took in order to make sure that eventually I would graduate, and I did.
How long did it take you?
Oh my. It took me almost 6 years or a little longer to graduate. And then after I graduated with a BS degree, I decided to go back to school and get my master's. At that time, I had a son, so there were many nights that he had to go to class with me because I didn't have a babysitter. So I was just that determined. No matter what it took, I was going to graduate with my master's. I think I've accomplished that and some. Being able to retire before I turned 60 was awesome. A lot of people are still working, trying to get to that retirement stage. So I'm blessed that I was able to accomplish something that I never thought possible. When I first started college and being frustrated because I didn't have any money, I thought that I would have to give up, but I didn't. I got my dental assistant degree. I work with a hairstylist in order to fund school. And so I remember I started working at age 13. I washed chicken. So nothing is beneath me in order to meet my goal. And I tell everybody, don't let what you do now determine where you're going in the future, because it's a process in everything that you do. But you have to be able to take one step at a time.
Wait, is the mic still hot?